United States President Donald Trump has declared he is prepared to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy military forces to U.S. cities amid growing concerns about civil unrest. Speaking to reporters on Monday, President Trump has said,
"Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far, it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe."
The Insurrection Act, a nearly 200-year-old law, allows the president to send federal troops into states to restore order during emergencies. Trump's comments come as several states push back legally against his efforts to deploy National Guard troops in their cities. In Illinois and Chicago, where Governor J.B. Pritzker and the state attorney general Kwame Raoul have condemned the deployment as unlawful and as unconstitutional. A lawsuit was filed on Monday challenging the federal government's plan to send hundreds of National Guard troops. Here's what they had said. Meanwhile, in Oregon, a federal judge temporarily blocked Trump's attempt to deploy National Guard troops to Portland, the state's largest city, citing ongoing legal battles. Despite these challenges, U.S. District Judge April Perry in Chicago ruled on Monday that the federal government could continue its troop deployment while responding to the lawsuit. The government must reply by Wednesday night. Let's listen into what Kathleen Leavitt, White House Press Secretary, has said.
And if you look at what has happened in Portland, Oregon, for more than 100 nights, I was talking to our law enforcement team about it this morning, for more than 100 days, night after night after night, the ICE facility has been really under siege by these anarchists outside. They have been disrespecting law enforcement. They've been inciting violence. We saw, again, a guillotine rolled out in front of this federal building. And so the president wants to ensure that our federal buildings and our assets are protected.
Since January, Trump has already deployed National Guard forces to cities including Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., and has suggested sending troops to at least 8 more major cities as part of a broader strategy to combat what he describes as escalating violence in Democrat-run cities. This move marks a controversial expansion of military involvement in domestic law enforcement, sparking fierce legal and political battles over the limits of presidential power and the role of the military in U.S. cities. Bureau Report, NewsX World.